Right now at 5, a Carthage school teacher gives the gift of life to a retired colleague.
And we've got a pretty decent start out there. The weather's not too bad. Temperature's not too bad. A great Thursday. We'll take a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Joplin Fire Department receives the gift of a grant from a utility provider.
The 4 States' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 States, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So, not too bad out there this morning. A little bit warmer than where we have been. Not by much, but a little bit. Wasn't too bad out there. We've got a pretty decent Thursday. In fact, we actually may be a little cooler, but we're going to start to warm up as we head into our Friday. So let's take a quick look outside. And that's what we're doing. This is the MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line in Joplin. No cars? Well, okay, I take that back. There's a few, but not many. Not as many as there will be by noon today. That is for sure. All right, we got the clear skies in Joplin sitting at 49, so a little cool out there. Pittsburgh, however, sitting at 51 with those clear skies. So again, not a bad start to the day. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We are looking at upper 40s. It's still going to be a bit breezy, but not windy. Remember, we went over this a few days ago. There's a difference between breezy and windy. This is breezy. West, 5 to 15, gusting to 20, and that'll kind of hang on with us into the afternoon. So no significant gusts, but a few possible out there. We're looking at mostly clear skies and upper 60s to near 70 by the time the bus brings them home. And for our Thursday, we are looking pretty good. We go through this day, maybe a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, great temperatures. Winds not that bad coming out of the west, and we're going to make it into the upper 60s, lower 70s for most of us today. We're going to have a complete look at your forecast, talk about how warm it's going to get, and about our incoming rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. The verdict is in from a Jasper County murder trial in a case where an argument ended with a gunshot. Jurors yesterday took less than 30 minutes to find Damian Fisher guilty of second-degree murder and armed criminal action in the March 2022 death of Scotty Roller of Neosho. Authorities say the two got into an argument over the purchase of a vehicle in Joplin. Prosecutors say Fisher took a handgun out of his waistband and shot Roller in the back as he was fleeing. Authorities say Fisher and his father then disposed of the body by hiding it in a well at a property in Newton County. Damian Fisher will be sentenced at a later date. Eddie Fisher, Damian's father, previously pleaded guilty to abandonment of a corpse and receiving stolen property. Eddie Fisher is serving 7 years in prison. Early voting has begun in Cherokee County, Kansas. Interested voters can stop by the Cherokee County Courthouse Monday through Friday until Monday, November 6th at noon. The election is November 7th, and the polls on Election Day will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Caney Valley schools are moving to a 4-day schedule starting Monday, October 30th, as a water crisis continues. According to the district release, the district is making other changes to help conserve water usage. That includes no showers at the school and consideration of a modified sports schedule for the remainder of the semester. The drought in southeast Kansas caused the water issues for Caney in both 2023 and 2022. The Joplin Fire Department yesterday received a grant from Missouri American Water. The grant is part of the more than $55,000 being awarded to 47 Missouri fire departments and emergency response organizations. The utility company provides annual critical funding to Missouri fire departments and emergency organizations in the company's service areas.
It's absolutely vital with October being Fire Prevention Month. We're utilizing the grant funding we're getting from this grant to resupply. We're buying some new puppets for the puppet shows that we put on for the schools. We're also buying educational materials that we'll be handing out.
Missouri American Water is investing about $450 million this year to improve reliable water service, which is critical for fire protection. A Carthage junior high educator is teaching more than math to her students this semester. Nicole Rankin is donating her kidney to the district's retired librarian, Betsy McCrary, giving an example of selflessness. But this is not the first time this has happened in the district. 2 years ago, teacher Chelsea Abbott donated her kidney to special ed teacher Jason Worrell.
Just an easy decision. I have 2 healthy kidneys. Betsy needs a healthy kidney, so why would I not just do it?
Just everyday heroes. We think about a hero being this big like football player or a big basketball player or something like that, but a hero, everyday hero comes with just stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something for someone else.
The Carthage School District hosted a luncheon to commemorate the story and provide financial support to both Nicole and Betsy. Their surgeries will happen on October 31st. We wish them a speedy recovery. Both Missouri and Kansas have made changes to hunting season this fall. The biggest change is that Kansas will not have a fall turkey season. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
While the hope is that the decision to suspend fall turkey season in Kansas will help replenish population numbers, local businesses are taking a hit. The Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks says the reason for the suspension is due to declining turkey populations and that it is uncertain when the fall season will be reopened. Adam Gargaletti says the suspension of the season may help populations, but worries about what could happen in the spring and years to come.
What starts to worry me more than anything is talking about spring season being reduced, or now non-residents having to draw for spring hunting. Then again, I hate to look at the state as a whole because we're not. Southeast Kansas, our area is a lot more rich with game, fish, trees. We have a different environment than Pratt, Kansas, or west of Wichita.
Another part of Adam's worries is the fact that non-residents are attracted to Southeast Kansas for its hunting. Adam says that non-residents have a desire to hunt in Southeast Kansas. Many usually spend several days in the area, which can drive the local economy.
Yeah, I'm very concerned because since last Saturday, I've personally waited on 65 people that are going to South Dakota to go pheasant hunting, which is great. Good for them, good time. But I see the money going to other states rather than staying within our own state.
So while the population of a non-indigenous species may get restored, is such a plan sustainable for local businesses? Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
We will be talking to the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks next week to see what plans are in place to help restore numbers faster. We'll also bring you more information next week about the changes we are seeing this hunting season in Missouri. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. College cross-country season is quick, and the first part of that postseason begins this weekend for Pittsburgh State. We'll have the details. Plus, more than 3,000 people have been killed in Gaza since the start of the war. And nice temperatures stick around. We'll have what to expect from today with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
College cross-country season is quick. If you blink, you might miss it. Teams only compete in a handful of meets before getting to the postseason. The first part of that postseason begins this weekend for Pittsburgh State, who heads to the MIAA Championship in Columbia, and the Gorilla men and women are led by upperclassmen.
On the men's side, definitely we have great leadership, and both performance-wise and just from a cultural standpoint on the team between Matthew Oglesby, Braden Zahner, and Mason Strader. And then we have a slew of underclassmen guys that will be great leaders someday, but they've really bought into the program. And on the women's side, we have some great upperclassmen leadership from Marissa Dick, Kate Dawson, and Claire Bruning. And then as well as that, we have a couple freshmen high-level performers, Hannah Gibson and Paige Mullen.
We're into the postseason for high school volleyball. That means ratcheted up intensity. One-team season ending after every game and loud environments. Now, yesterday evening, that was all true for the Class 2 District 11 semifinal between Sarcoxy and Diamond. The Lady Bears and Lady Wildcats have seen each other twice this season. Diamond swept both those matches. Sarcoxy showing early it's here to play. Killed by Ariel Wilson to make it 9-8 in the first set. Later in the first, Diamond responds. Lauren Turner with a big-time kill to make it 14-9 Diamond. And a couple minutes later, it's Turner again. Going to find the soft spot in the Sarcoxy defense. Wildcats win set 1, 25-19. We go to the second set. Sarcoxy's Abigail Lawyer gets the block. Lady Bears take the second set and tie things up. In the third, it's a back and forth. Emphatic spike by Cabry Parmley. Wildcats win that set 25-23. Just as close in the fourth set. Bears need to win it to stay alive. There's Turner again. Lady Wildcats, they win that fourth set 25-22. They'll play in the district championship tonight. Over to the Class 4 District 6 tournament being held in Branson. CJ is the top seed there, and the Lady Bulldogs sweep Springfield Catholic in their semifinal yesterday evening. CJ will play for a district title on Saturday. And that championship match will feature two of our teams here from the 4 states. Webb City beating Branson 3-2 in the other semifinal. Those two COC rivals have played each other one time during the regular season. Carl Junction won 3-1 on the road at Webb City. Well, still to come, we'll tell you why job-based health insurance is a lot more expensive for companies and workers this year. Plus, got another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5:16 on this Thursday morning, that much closer to Friday. Taking a quick look outside, MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. We're looking pretty good out there so far. And the Osho MoDOT camera back up and running here at US 60, Missouri 59, looking all right down there as well. And the KDOT camera, US 69 just south of Pittsburgh, also looking pretty good as well. Same with our camera. Those clear skies out there sitting at 49, so a little bit on the chilly side. Feels like 47, so we got a southwest breeze at about 5 miles an hour, so not anything significant, but just a little chill out there. Some 50s, Lamar, Nevada, Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, 40 in Parsons, 51 in Chanute, 46 Chatopa, Miami, and 51 in Monette. So let's take a look down the road. We've got our next system that's going to be coming in next week, and that's what's going to start to bring us some shower, maybe even some thunderstorm chances, because we absolutely need that rain. And of course, yesterday's drizzle really did not add up too much. So as we head down the road into next week, got these waves that are going to be coming in. They'll be setting off the opportunity for a few more widespread showers and thunderstorms as we head through next week. So that's exactly what we need. Now remember, on the future track, it's not saying there will be rain all over this place. That's just showing where the rain is most likely to occur. And that's what we do like to see, those bigger, thicker batches of rainfall chances out there. And those will run all the way into next weekend for us out there. So something to keep in mind for sure. Get our morning started, maybe a few clouds here or there, otherwise not bad. 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. We head into the afternoon. Highs, low, mid 70s out there, mostly clear skies. Again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise pretty decent. Got a clear night ahead of us as well. And as you know, if we don't have the clouds, as we get colder, that allows some of the heat to escape. Well, thanks to the systems that are rolling through now, that's going to keep us warm regardless of the cloud cover. We're going to be a little more mild tonight, back into the low 50s, a few less upper 40s across the area. As we head down the road, we're again looking pretty good. Looking for some extra clouds on Saturday. It's kind of a coin toss right now, but some of the data showing that we may go mostly cloudy. But regardless, the good news is, I know we get the Maple Leaf Parade, a lot of festivities going on. Even though it may be cloudy this weekend, temperatures are still looking great, and we're not looking at rain chances. I know we need the rain, but we don't want it during all of our festivals and everything. We don't want to ruin that. Our Friday, however, still looking to be great, mid-upper 70s out there. Sunny skies. We'll still be through the mid-70s as we go into the weekend. As we head into next week, that's when our rain chances are going to begin to build in across the area. And we'll hold on to shower and thunderstorm chances all the way through next weekend. And we hold on to fairly decent temperatures, initially pretty far above average. We go upper 70s near 80 Monday and Tuesday, and then they calm back down to about where we should be, back into the upper 60s and lower 70s. And again, we hold on to some of those shower and thunderstorm chances out there. So much needed rainfall, and the best part is it'll happen while you're at the office, so it doesn't necessarily have to ruin your day, unless you've got the day off or something like that, and then that might ruin your day. But otherwise, not too bad out there. Overnight lows also fairly mild for the next several nights as well. That's a quick check of your forecast. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.
Why did they say there? Oh, I didn't plug it in. Topping Health Watch this morning, researchers are predicting a possible shortage of primary care doctors nationwide in the coming years. Kendall Green takes a look at what could be causing the shortage.
For most of us, a trip to our primary doctor holds a ton of value.
By now we are with her, is a woman, for like 3 years. So it's important to have confidence in your primary doctor.
I didn't go for a while. But then I've been recently going for like once a year.
But a study of 62,000 medical residents revealed in the next decade there will be fewer primary care physicians to visit.
As primary care doctors, we provide continuity for our patients.
Dr. Lauren Block is a professor of medicine at Northwell Health.
We found that whereas 10 years ago, about 20% of residents were planning to go into primary care or general internal medicine, now only 10% of residents are planning to go into general internal medicine. So the numbers dropped by half in only 10 years.
Primary care doctors provide constant care for patients, usually the first point of contact when the patient has medical concerns, especially serving those with chronic diseases. Healthcare systems and patients alike see that value and offer incentives like debt relief programs and federally funded primary care residency programs. Yet that downward trend continues.
Less than a third of the graduates from even those primary care programs are going into general internal medicine.
Dr. Block and her colleagues noticed more doctors when completing their residency had been choosing subfields in healthcare for higher pay and potentially better hours. When questioning what changed within the last decade, researchers found contributing factors like rises in telehealth, patient portals, and electronic medical records, all adding to the administrative burden of primary care physicians, while diminishing overall interest among students. But that shortage has consequences, namely for those in underserved communities.
People with limited English proficiency, I think it includes the uninsured, poor individuals, individuals of color. I think all these communities that already face healthcare disparities have the potential for those disparities to worsen.
And most people probably know diet and exercise are crucial for fitness, but it turns out being more specific about those things can lead to a healthier kind of weight loss. That's the findings of a study out of the Journal of Drama Network Open Wednesday. It looks at people who followed a low-calorie Mediterranean diet and exercise minimally up to 6 days a week. The results indicate that combination doesn't just reduce fat, it also adds muscle. The study also shows that combo can decrease visceral belly fat. That's a dangerous kind because it's linked to diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Job-based health insurance is a lot more expensive for companies and workers this year. Yearly premiums for family health insurance coverage at work soared to an average of nearly $24,000. That's according to KFF's Employer Health Benefits Survey and represents a 7% jump from last year. The average employee share of the annual premium care out to $6,575. That's a jump of almost $500 from last year, or nearly 8%. For individual coverage, the average annual premium increased to $8,435, also up 7% from last year. Of that premium, the employees is paying just over $1,400, about $75 more than last year. KFF, formerly better known as the Kaiser Family Foundation, says the jump in premiums is roughly in line with inflation. Though it is large, it corresponds with the rise in wages and inflation since 2022, as well as over the past 5 years. And it's National Bullying Prevention Month, and about 1 in every 5 U.S. students between the ages of 12 and 18 said they've been bullied. In a 2019 nationwide survey by National Center for Education Statistics, the effects of bullying may continue until adulthood. And health experts say that prevention is critical. In Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has advice from a therapist on how to raise a child not to be a bully.
It can impact every part of a person's life. Being bullied as a child can leave lasting scars.
It can make some kids feel depressed, hopeless, even suicidal.
Parents and caregivers play a big role in bullying prevention, says licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program.
No child plans or wants to be a bully. And so we got to think about what it is that's going on.
Baumstein says prevention starts at home by creating a safe environment where children can talk about their feelings.
We don't want kids to start to internalize things, push things down, suck it up, because it's going to come out at some point. It's going to come out in other ways. It could come out at other people.
Empathy is also a key component. Baumstein says to teach kids early how to think about others and how their behavior may impact someone else.
You can do this with play. And when you're playing with puppets or dolls or anything else, get them to think about what the other characters or dolls might be experiencing. Or if you're reading a book, stop and pause and ask them, what do you think that character is feeling?
Baumstein says to also teach coping skills to help children navigate their feelings so they don't come out in other ways.
That could be everything from deep breathing to using physical activity and movement to release stress, to being creative, drawing, coloring.
And finally, teach by example.
We can't expect kids to do something that we ourselves are not doing.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Baumstein says it's also important for parents not to normalize bullying or downplay its effects, including bullying online or through text, which affected nearly 1 in 6 bullied teens surveyed. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We've got a day with relatively average temperatures out there for us. We're looking at mostly sunny skies. We'll tell you how long that lasts, how much warmer it's going to get, and when our next round of rain chances will arrive when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Good morning, I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy with your KOAM News Update. Caney Valley schools are moving to a 4-day schedule starting Monday, October 30th, as a water crisis continues. According to the district release, the district is making other changes to help conserve water usage. That includes no showers at the school and consideration of a modified sports schedule for the remainder of the semester. The drought in southeast Kansas caused the water issues for Caney in both 2023 and 2022. The Joplin Fire Department yesterday received a grant from Missouri American Water. The grant is part of the more than $55,000 being awarded to 47 Missouri fire departments and emergency response organizations. The utility company provides annual critical funding to Missouri fire departments and emergency organizations in the company's service areas.
We've got ourselves a day with near average temperatures. We go low to mid 70s, mostly clear skies, maybe a passing cloud here or there. Heading into the evening, looking pretty good, a little warmer as well. We're looking at a few more low to mid 50s, a few less upper 40s with clear skies through the evening. Could see a few extra clouds as we head into the weekend. Our Friday looking great though, sunny mid 70s. Even though we've got the clouds, no rain chances, so no worries about our weekend festivals out there. Nice temperatures. Thunderstorms will start building in next week.
Right now at 5:30, a home improvement company teams up to help build a better future for a Joplin nonprofit.
We've got ourselves a bit of a chilly start out there with near average temperatures today. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, firefighters in Girard, Kansas put out more than just fires. Turns out they also put out some great stories.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5:31 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So a little bit of a chilly start out there this morning, but otherwise not too bad because it is, we're midway through October. We're getting closer to Halloween, closer to the end. And
closer to the holidays.
Yeah, and that's the thing is once we hit Halloween, boy, it is just one right after another because they're all almost a month apart once we get to Halloween. I know it's not exact, but it's pretty darn close. So hope you're prepared for that. If not, we've still got a little bit of time here. MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. We're looking pretty good so far. Got clear skies out there. Not a bad start to the day at all. Clear skies, Joplin, 49, and now 49 in Pittsburgh. So a little cooler there with those clear skies as well. Kids getting on the school bus this morning, they'll want a jacket because we're going to be hanging out in the upper 40s. But we've got sunny skies and a bit breezy, not windy, but breezy. West at 5 to 15, gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour out there. And as that bus brings them home, maybe a stray cloud here or there. Otherwise, a pretty decent day. We're going to go upper 60s, maybe some low 70s by 3. West breeze at about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Gusting, again, upwards of 20. So nothing too terribly bad. We got great temperatures and mostly clear skies for us today. Breeze, not too bad. Gusts, not too bad. Maybe a few clouds, and we're going to be riding into the upper 60s, lower 70s as we head through the afternoon and into the evening. We do have some warmer temperatures still on the way, and we also have some thunderstorm chances on the way. And we'll look at all that in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Volunteers from Lowe's yesterday helped clean up around a children's crisis center in Joplin. The Joplin volunteers cleaned up leaves and built new benches for the Children's Haven. It's part of Lowe's Hometown's Community Impact Program. Officials say the Children's Haven was chosen because of a family connection.
So we have an employee whose mom works at Lowe's, and she saw it and she nominated us, and there were thousands of grant applications for them, and they narrowed it down to 200, and then they narrowed it down to 100, and so we're just so excited to be a part of that.
The Lowe's Hometowns Community Impact Program has committed $100 million to projects nationwide. The Maple Leaf Festival in Carthage is well underway, but it's not all food and games. Last night, the Chamber of Commerce hosted a night of worship at Central Park. People were able to bring chairs to the park to worship together.
We usually do it in the church, but we wanted everybody to feel invited. And so we put it in the park, and more people are coming, and outdoor worship is awesome. We're also showing a video about the importance of our nation and what we're going through right now. And we're going to be praying for the nation and also for Israel. And we will have some wonderful worship sets with a worship team made up of several different churches.
The festival continues through Saturday. Tomorrow is a 3 Minutes of Fame event. Then the carnival kicks off on Friday, and there'll be a parade on Saturday. The City of Pittsburgh's Parks and Rec Department is proud that Mount Olive Cemetery serves the community by offering a peaceful and beautiful resting place. The natural beauty is maintained by a local landscaping company.
You know, the landscape maintenance and stuff, depending on the season, grass, it's probably anywhere from, you know, $10,000 to $20,000 a month to maintain the cemetery to this high of standard.
Mount Olive has approximately 10,000 acres. Firefighters in Girard, Kansas put out more than just fires. Turns out they also put out some great stories. The Girard Fire Department hit the public library yesterday for story time. And just in case a great story didn't capture the minds of the young well enough, they also brought out firefighting equipment and a fire truck. Another reason for the visit, teaching fire safety.
Understanding fire safety, you know, have a plan in place with your family, how to get out in case there is a fire, how to contact, have a meeting place, just fire prevention itself.
October is Fire Prevention Month. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. President Joe Biden is expected to make a primetime Oval Office address on Thursday following his trip to Israel. Plus, President Joe Biden says data from his Defense Department is enough to convince him that Israel was not involved in the attack on a hospital in Gaza. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Got a roughly average day out there. Temperatures low to mid 70s, mostly sunny skies, maybe just a cloud here or there. Holding on to mostly clear skies through the evening and overnight. A little bit warmer into the low to mid 50s, a few less upper 40s out there. Staying warm tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday in the mid to upper 60s. A little cloudy this weekend, but no rain for the festivals. And then we'll see thunderstorm chances increasing as we head into the next work week. Temperatures about average today as we go low to mid 70s out there under mostly sunny skies, just a few clouds here or there. Same as we head into the evening, looking pretty good. Temperatures a little warmer tonight, low to mid 50s and a few less upper 40s across the area. Staying warm and sunny on Friday, a few more clouds this weekend, but no rain to ruin the festivals and nice temps as well, mid 70s. Thunderstorm chances will begin to increase next week as we approach 80 on Monday.
Topping World Watch, Iranian-backed Hezbollah fighters encouraging anti-Israel protests Wednesday. Those demonstrations breaking out across the Middle East and elsewhere. Correspondent Alex Hogan has the details.
Protests filled with rage and fire spilling across the Arab world and beyond. In Lebanon, for a second day, not far from the U.S. Embassy, security forces fired tear gas and water cannons at violent rioters. The State Department has now issued a level 4 do not travel advisory for Americans.
America is the devil, the real devil, because they supported Israel. And then all the world is blind.
In Iran, people lit American and Israeli flags on fire while tens of thousands took to the streets of Yemen supporting Palestinians in Gaza. In Jordan and the West Bank, the governments there declared 3 days of mourning for the victims of the hospital explosion. Crowds also marched in Tunisia, demanding support for the civilians caught in the crossfire.
They have no food or water and they are getting bombed. This is genocide, not war. This is a crime.
Pro-Palestinian protesters also gathered in Colombia, South Korea, and Japan.
Shame on you, Joe Biden!
In Germany, police are investigating an attempted attack on a Berlin synagogue.
There were 2 Molotov cocktails thrown on the building.
at around 4 o'clock in the morning.
And in Israel, a very different kind of protest today. Families gathered demanding answers about their loved ones kidnapped by Hamas.
I hope President Biden will help to bring them now.
But around the world, protests continue. Here in London, pro-Palestinian crowds gathered outside Downing Street, and in Istanbul, Turkey, a crowd gathered outside the U.S. consulate. Many of these demonstrations are planned in the days ahead. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
President Joe Biden is expected to make a primetime Oval Office address on Thursday following his trip to Israel on Wednesday. The president will make a direct appeal to the American people to continue funding the wars happening abroad. The address will come on the eve of the White House requesting more than $100 billion from Congress. The money would go towards aid and resources to Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and the U.S. border with Mexico. The U.S. also announced $100 million in humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza and the West Bank. On Thursday, the president is expected to make his arguments on how supporting those countries are a matter of U.S. national security. Since the start of the war in Ukraine last year, the White House and Congress have provided more than $75 billion in funding to Kyiv. And President Joe Biden says data from his Defense Department is enough to convince him that Israel was not involved in the attack on a hospital in Gaza. The president making those remarks after meeting with first responders and families in Tel Aviv on Wednesday. Mr. Biden was asked what made him sure that Israel wasn't behind the explosion at the hospital in Gaza. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry revised the death toll from Thursday's blast down from 500 to 471, but did not elaborate on how authorities reached that number. And the president, just off his high-stakes visit to Israel, says Egyptian officials will open the Rafah crossing into Gaza in order to allow humanitarian aid to the region. More than 3,000 people have been killed in Gaza since the start of the war between Israel and the Hamas, according to the Palestinian officials. And the World Health Organization says that the situation is still, quote, spiraling out of control. John Loring reports.
As pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian rallies are held separately in the U.S., Gaza is about to get some much-needed assistance.
I got no pushback, virtually none. Let me say it again. I got no pushback.
From the Israelis or from all the partners here?
All the partners.
The Biden White House has earmarked $100 million worth of support for Gaza and the West Bank.
I was very blunt about the need to support getting humanitarian aid to Gaza. Get it to Gaza and do it quickly.
The funds will be used to support the more than 1 million people who've been displaced since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas.
Material has to get in to Gaza, medicine and food and fuel. Fuel, by the way, is not just for the civilian population. It powers things like desalination plants that help provide water.
Israel says it will eradicate Hamas after the militant group's attack on an Israeli music festival earlier this month that killed 1,400 people, while Palestinian officials are blaming Israel for Tuesday's deadly blast on a hospital in Gaza.
I went into the building and suddenly heard strikes. Many of my friends were killed.
A spokesperson for the Israel Defense Forces and U.S. government officials both believe Palestinian Islamic Jihad is to blame for the hospital attack, which the group denies. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Biden is scheduled to address the nation tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, where he will discuss the ongoing situation between Israel and Hamas, as well as the war between Russia and Ukraine. That's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:45 now on this Thursday morning, almost 5:46. Taking a look outside, MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line in Joplin. We are looking pretty good so far as we get this day underway. And same from the MoDOT camera at 60 and Missouri 59 down in Neosho. Not looking too bad this morning. And we're looking pretty good from the KDOT camera at 69 East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. And of course, we've got those clear skies on our camera as well. Set at 49, so a bit of a chill chilly start with the southwest breeze at 5, making it feel like 47 right now. So not a significant breeze, but enough to knock it down just a couple of degrees. Lots of 49s on the board now. Earlier it was 50s, but now we're at 49s. We got Pittsburgh, Carthage, Lamar, Nevada all at 49, as well as Iola. 48 Fort Scott, 51 Yates Center, Chanute. 40 in Parsons is one of the cool spots there. 45 Chetopa, Miami, and 50 Neosho and Anderson. So down the road, we got some changes coming in our forecast. We're going to start to see some waves that bring in shower and thunderstorm opportunities as we head into next week. Now, initially, they're going to be a little bit scattered, but as we head into Tuesday, we start to see better chances for a bit more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity across the region. And that's some great news because, as you know, we absolutely need that rainfall. We know that the Caney Valley School District going to 4 days a week because of the water crisis. This is not going to erase the drought. It is going to take a very long time to get us back where we're supposed to be. However, the rain that we're going to get is definitely going to be beneficial, and we're going to spend a good portion of next week with these shower and thunderstorm chances out there. So take a look into north central Kansas, parts of Nebraska, snow. There's the possibility we may see not snow, but we may get close to seeing our first real freeze next week as well. So be prepared for that. But we got time. Today, though, looking great. Mostly sunny skies, 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today about average as we go low to mid 70s. Maybe a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, not too bad. And, of course, out west could go into the upper 70s near 80 today. Overnight lows, we're looking at less 40-degree readings and more low to mid 50-degree readings. So a little milder out there. And we're going to hold on to those clear skies through the night. Down the road, our Friday looking fantastic. Sunny skies, upper 70s across the area. We go into the weekend. Looking at the possibility, some extra clouds Saturday and Sunday, but don't let that get you to cancel your plans. I know we get the Maple Leaf Parade Saturday, lots of festivals and events going on. We're looking to be cloudy, but we're not looking at any rain. So don't cancel your plans. We're still looking great. And look at those temperatures, too. For the Maple Leaf Parade, I don't know how many of you go regularly. I know my family does. It's always freezing in the morning, but we're looking to be mid-upper 50s. It's not a bad start. Mid-70s through the weekend, near 80 Monday and Tuesday. And then, of course, our thunderstorm chances begin to increase. And those will last with us again through most of the week. Get our temperatures back down to normal by the end of next week. That's a quick check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
A trio of movies headed to theaters, including 2 historical dramas due out at Christmas, have at least one thing in common: the need for speed. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
All of us are racers. So deadly passion. Our terrible joy.
Adam Driver is Enzo Ferrari, struggling to save his company in the official trailer for Ferrari. Penelope Cruz and Shailene Woodley co-star in the drama from veteran filmmaker Michael Mann, due in theaters December 25th.
We rode out of need.
Come on, boys!
The need to stay in school, the need to eat, to sleep.
We gotta keep these right, as long as we stay on the team.
Washington Huskies coach is bringing an inexperienced vote to competition.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
But they did, and then those Depression-era underdogs took on the world at the Olympics in Berlin. The official trailer is out for The Boys in the Boat, based on the best-selling book by Daniel James Brown and directed by George Clooney. The drama rose into theaters December 25th.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Put it with the warrior?
It's time to go back to the future. The 1985 time travel adventure is zooming back into theaters on Saturday, October 21st and Wednesday, October 25th. Locations and ticket info at fathomevents.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And in Nebraska, a blood donation unlike anything you've probably ever heard of. A kitten at a humane society would have died over the weekend if it wasn't for a Siberian husky's blood. Aaron Hagarty has the story.
It's not a figure of speech. This kitty has the blood of a husky.
This baby would have died overnight if we hadn't given him blood.
Dr. Katie James says Thorne came in Sunday with his 2 brothers as strays, covered in fleas, bitten so many times he'd become anemic, low on blood, in very bad shape.
Like face planting into his kennel and mouth full of litter.
There wasn't enough time to find a matching cat blood type, so they used a dog's, which is much less risky.
I think I terrified a couple other people when I said, yeah, let's get a dog to transfuse into a cat, but clearly it worked.
Thorne will only have dog blood for a little bit.
His immune cells are building up, his dog blood cells are going down, but his normal cat blood cells are also increasing.
And this is our Siberian hero, Mr. Brett Michaels. A donor is covering his adoption fee, and he's still looking for a new home. Brett's name is where the kitty's new name, Thorne, comes from. The song Every Rose Has Its Thorn. The 6-year-old is unique in his own way. We got him to sit still long enough to show off his eyes. One is blue and the other is brown. And apparently he shares some traits with the kitten he helped save.
We joked that he is as active as he is and as hungry as he is because he has some Siberian Husky blood in him now.
And for the vet techs, a rewarding moment.
There's definitely very hard days with lots of tough cases. Hannah is very new here for us, but I'm sure you can agree too that
for sure.
This makes it worthwhile.
Oh, yes.
The Humane Society says the kittens will be ready for adoption in another 4 weeks. We'll stick around because we have more news right after this. Netflix is bringing more price increases to its plans after announcing a rise in subscribers. The company says its subscriptions jumped 10.8% in the third quarter since its crackdown on password sharing. Users on the basic plan, which is no longer offered to news customers, will now pay $11.99 a month instead of $9.99. The premium plan will also increase from $19.99 to $22.99 a month. Netflix says the price hikes are planned to start immediately. And Martha Stewart, the epitome of home decorating and entertaining, is collaborating with Etsy for the 2023 holiday season. Named as Etsy's first official curator for 2023, Stewart's hand-picked curated collection will feature her favorite home decor, hosting essentials, clothing, and more. The list includes items ranging from under $10 like candles to over $2,000 for a coffee table. Each item in Stewart's collection is stamped with a Good Things label.
Well, we've got ourselves a pretty decent Thursday out there. Got a bit of a chilly start and temperatures warming to right around 60 by 11. Maybe a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, mostly clear skies out there. And that'll be the trend through today into the evening and overnight hours and into our Friday as well. Temperatures right about average for most of us. We go low to mid 70s and, of course, west of US 75. Could go into the upper 70s near 80 today. And they're going through the evening. Again, clear skies, temperatures not bad, and a few less lower 40s, a few more, or upper 40s, a few more low to mid 50s out there. So slightly more mild tonight than where we have been here lately. Temperatures look great tomorrow, mid 70s, sunny skies for our Friday. Could see some extra clouds Saturday and Sunday, but no rain expected. So Maple Leaf Parade and anything else going on this weekend looking great, just a little cloudy and still warm, mid 70s. And for that parade, not bad either, starting out in the mid 50s out there. So a great start for the Saturday. We go into next week, shower and thunderstorm chances increase. Temperatures near 80 Monday and Tuesday. They'll fall back to average as we head toward the end of the week, and we'll hold on to those much needed rain chances all the way through next Saturday. We'll be back with another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Right now at 6, a Carthage school teacher gives the gift of life to a retired colleague.
We've got a bit of a chilly start for our Thursday out there, but average temperatures and sunny skies on the horizon. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Joplin Fire Department receives the gift of a grant from a utility provider.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So again, a little bit chilly out there, but I mean, it's we're almost to the end of October, if you can believe it. It's the 19th.
It's flying by way too fast.
It really is, and that means all the holidays are getting ready to stack up on us too, so hope you're ready for that. But if you're not, still got a little bit of time to get prepared for the upcoming holiday season. Quick look outside, MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line in Joplin. We've got clear skies, and at least for the time being, mostly clear roads, but of course, as we go through the morning, that is certainly going to change. So we got the clear skies Joplin sitting at 50, 49 in Pittsburgh with clear skies as well, so not a bad start to the day whatsoever. Kids getting on that school bus? Here's what we can expect. Upper 40s, sunny skies. Bit breezy, not windy, but breezy. West wind 5 to 15, gusting upwards of 20. And it will start to warm up. We're going upper 60s, low 70s by this afternoon. Mostly clear skies. West breeze still 5 to 15, still gusting to 20 miles an hour. So we head through our day. Our Thursday looks fantastic out there. Mostly clear skies, maybe a few passing clouds. The wind, not too bad. Gusts really shouldn't be much more than 20 miles an hour. So a bit breezy, but again, not windy. And we've got great temperatures, clear skies out there, an absolutely gorgeous Thursday. We're going to hold on to this nice weather for a little bit longer before we see some changes in our forecast. We'll take a look at all that in the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Well, the verdict is in from a Jasper County murder trial in a case where an argument ended with a gunshot. Jurors yesterday took less than 30 minutes to find Damian Fisher guilty of second-degree murder and armed criminal action in the March 2022 death of Scotty Roller of Neosho. Authorities say the two got into an argument over the purchase of a vehicle in Joplin. Prosecutors say Fisher took a handgun out of his waistband and shot Roller in the back as he was fleeing. Authorities say Fisher and his father then disposed of the body by hiding it in a well at a property in Newton County. Damian Fisher will be sentenced at a later date. And Eddie Fisher, Damian's father, previously pleaded guilty to abandonment of a corpse and receiving stolen property. Eddie Fisher is serving 7 years in prison. Early voting has begun in Cherokee County, Kansas. Interested voters can stop by the Cherokee County Courthouse Monday through Friday until November 6th at noon. The election is November 7th, and the polls on Election Day will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Caney Valley schools are moving to a 4-day schedule starting Monday, October 30th, as a water crisis continues. According to the district release, the district is making other changes to help conserve water usage. That includes no showers at the school and consideration of a modified sports schedule for the remainder of the semester. The drought in southeast Kansas caused the water issues for Caney in both 2023 and 2022. The Joplin Fire Department yesterday received a grant from Missouri American Water. The grant is part of the more than $55,000 being awarded to 47 Missouri fire departments and emergency response organizations. The utility company provides annual critical funding to Missouri fire departments and emergency organizations in the company's service areas.
Well, everybody always says it, but it's really the truth. The children are our future. So I couldn't tell you the number of times I've read throughout the years stories about a young person saving their family's life because of what they learned from the fire department during Fire Prevention Month. So having this information is very vital for us.
Missouri American Water is investing about $450 million this year to improve reliable water service, which is critical for fire protection. A Carthage Junior High educator is teaching more than math to her students this semester. Nicole Ranking is donating her kidney to the district's retired librarian, Betsy McCrary, giving an example of selflessness. But this is not the first time this has happened in the district. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
I hate to sound like it was such an easy choice, but I think it comes from my parents. My parents are very service oriented, and so I think that's why they didn't actually make that big of a deal out of it. They were like, "Oh, you're donating a kidney, that's great." They were excited for me, they were glad I'm doing it.
The decision of donating one of her kidneys came when the math teacher heard about special ed teacher Jason Rural being in need of a transplant. But he was not the only person in the district needing the organ.
I told her that if my kidney didn't work out for Jason, then she could have my kidney. And we laughed about it and we hugged, and then 2 years later, here we are.
The person Nicole is referring to is former librarian Betsy McCrary. While Jason and Nicole were not an ideal match, Nicole and Betsy were a perfect one. Now, from her 8th grade students, Nicole gets questions.
I guess they ask why. They ask why I'm doing it. And
what is the answer for that?
What I tell them is that I have 2 healthy kidneys. Betsy needs a healthy kidney, so why would I not just do it?
Being the one needing a healthy kidney 2 years ago, Jason knows the relief Betsy will soon feel.
Before I was living life, but now I'm living my best life due to the transplant, so it's been pretty amazing.
Jason ended up receiving his kidney from another teacher from the school district, Chelsea Abboud. Well, for Jason, Chelsea and Nicole are heroes.
Everyday hero comes with just stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something for someone else.
For Nicole, it's just a mere help to a friend.
Yeah, I'm helping her have a better quality of life, but yeah, yes, helping with quality of life.
In Carthage, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
The Carthage schools hosted a luncheon to commemorate the story and provide financial support to both Nicole and Betsy. Their surgeries will happen on October 31st. We wish them a speedy recovery. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Republican Congressman Jack Bergman is eyeing a bid for U.S. House Speaker. Plus, an off-duty firefighter ditched dinner to rescue a family from an intense house fire. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Thursday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning, an Arizona man is recovering from third-degree burns after he collapsed on the scorching hot pavement. Alexis Dominguez reports.
It was hot every single day.
Ask Timothy Young about what he remembers about July 27th, and he'll tell you.
I was standing at the light rail station playing Pokemon, just waiting, and the next thing I knew, EMTs were waking me up.
He says he was trying to get home from work that day, usually about a 20-minute commute.
I work in a warehouse, so it has brutal temperatures in the warehouse, and then just being outside, having to ride the bus, the commute with the light rail, the bus, transferring, just trying to get home, like, it's hot out there.
He was just a few miles away from home, near Mesa Drive and Main Street in downtown Mesa.
1 minute I'm fine, the next minute it's a few stars, and then you're scarred for life.
Young ended up at the burn center inside Valleywise Hospital, receiving surgeries and skin grafts for severe burns from the pavement. That same month, doctors there said every single one of their 45 beds in the burn center were full. 1/3 of those patients had fallen on the ground, burning themselves.
I'm used to go, go, go. And to have to sit in a hospital bed for 2 months, that was intense.
Nearly 10 minutes passed out on the hot pavement, and his life is now completely different.
Recovery's still on its way. I mean, my wound still ain't fully healed. It's hard, everything hurts. Trying to grab something off the fridge with his arm is impossible.
The beloved killer whale Lolita had died of old age and multiple chronic illnesses. That's according to a necropsy report released Tuesday by the Miami Seaquarium. Lolita had been living in captivity at the aquarium since 1970 when she passed away in August. The necropsy report states the killer whale died to the progression of multiple chronic conditions, including renal disease and pneumonia. The report also found that Lolita had inflammation in both eyes, as well as a chronic mild dorsal fin bend. However, the report noted those findings may have been significant, but had, quote, undetermined clinical impact. Lolita was one of the 2 oldest killer whales in captivity and had been set to be released back in the ocean when she died. Pro Football Hall of Famer Terrell Owens was not hurt when a car hit him Monday. That's according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Owens told responding deputies he was involved in an argument with the suspect after a recreational basketball game. He said the suspect got in a car and began driving away, hitting Owen in the knee with the car. Authorities say Owens was not hurt and declined medical treatment. Owens later joked on social media, quote, hope the car is okay. And Republican Congressman Jack Bergman is eyeing a bid for U.S. House Speaker. Bergman, who represents Michigan, says he is prepared to step up to the speaker role as, quote, Jim Jordan's path is narrowing by the hour. Bergman is pitching himself based on his 40 years in the United States Marine Corps, saying he knows how to put others first to accomplish the task at hand. According to a statement from Bergman's office, he is not aiming to climb the ladder and would only seek to be Speaker for the remainder of the 118th Congress. An off-duty firefighter ditched dinner to rescue a family from an intense house fire in Rhode Island. Leanna Falk reports.
Evacuate the building. That's making an announcement. All companies evacuate the building.
Everybody was screaming. There was a big commotion.
An intense Sunday night fire on Goddard Street in Providence.
And everybody was saying that there's kids on the 3rd floor. There's kids on the 3rd floor.
The 28-year off-duty Warwick firefighter was driving by with his wife after dinner.
And I parked and I said to my wife, I'll be right back.
Deputy Chief Mike Murnick dropped everything, including his New York system WINA, to help.
Run through, use caution, be aware of the chimney.
The officer said, you got to get out of here. And I said, I'm a firefighter.
Oh my God, those flames have to be at least
20 feet big on their own right.
Cell phone video shows flames pouring out from the windows of the 3-story home. With no engine in sight or sound, Murnick ran in with 2 police officers at his side. They went up 2 flights of smoke-filled stairs where they found a mom and 2 kids.
There was a child on the bed sleeping, and I grabbed that child up and handed him to the officer. And I looked back, and I realized there was another child there on the mat on the floor.
8 people in all escaped with their lives, an amazing save.
Everybody's accounted for, and that's when I knew I could have more hot dogs.
He credits his training for his quick thinking.
I have less time, I have to go faster, I have to be quicker.
The love of the job.
It's a very difficult job, but it's the greatest job in the world.
And a potentially life-saving late-night craving.
The word hero is being thrown around. How does that feel when you hear that?
I think heroes are people that do extraordinary things that they're not necessarily trained to do. This just happened to be good timing, and everybody's safe, and I'm grateful for that.
That's a look at some of today's top national stories. Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a pretty decent Thursday shaping up for us across the region. Quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Nothing to show us, and that little bit of drizzle and showers that we saw is now well off to our east, pushing into parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Illinois. So taking a quick look outside, MoDOT camera 32nd and range line looking pretty good. Clear skies, but again, a little bit on the chilly side. But on the 7 to 7 today, we are looking at mostly clear skies and temperatures climbing in the average range as we go low to mid 70s for our highs. We'll have another complete look at your forecast and talk about next week's storm chances here in a few more minutes.
Caught on camera, a school bus driver in Dallas, Texas saved a 7-year-old boy who was choking on her bus. Tiffany Liu talked to the bus driver and the little boy about the scary incident.
Every morning at the bus stop,
hey, Preston.
Parents hand off their kids to the driver.
They're the next person that's going to be there to protect your kid.
On September 29th, that next person was Raquel Radford Baker.
They have to get to school and they have to get back. So my number one priority is safety.
The Dallas ISD team lead driver was covering the Seagoville route.
He was 3 seats behind this seat here. He was 3 seats behind and he came up straggling.
7-year-old Preston was goofing around when he put something in his mouth and choked.
The student came up to me. I thought he was sick, so he appeared to be throwing up. So I was like, hey, throw up, so I opened up the door to tell him to throw up outside. And when he turned back and looked at me, he was basically letting me know he couldn't breathe. I immediately got off the bus, picked him up, and ran down the stairs. On my way to the sidewalk, I was doing the Heimlich removal.
Raquel asked another parent to call 911.
Telling him, breathe, baby, breathe. I got you, I got you.
And out came 25 cents.
I choked on a quarter.
Preston promises he won't do it again.
And then Raquel saved my life.
Since that day, his mom, Giovanna Bell, has wanted to say thank you in person. It was their first time meeting.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. You never know what can happen to them once they get on that bus or whenever they leave your home. You don't know if they're going to be able to come back.
This mom is more than grateful.
All right, have a good day, boy.
It was Raquel who drove her son that morning. And each day she sees Raquel in the front seat. It is a feeling of comfort, handing the greatest love of her life to a woman she calls her hero.
These are my babies.
In Seagoville.
All of them.
I'm Tiffany Liu.
Well, thank goodness for the quick actions of that bus driver. We'll be right back with more, but first, here's a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're doing all right out there. Again, a little bit of a chilly start, but we have those mostly clear skies, and we've got temperatures today hanging out right about average. We're going to have another look at that forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:22 now on this Thursday morning, that much closer to Friday, and we're looking pretty good. Again, we're a bit chilly outside, but otherwise not bad. Clear skies, MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. We're looking great down in Neosho as well from the MoDOT camera there at US 60, Missouri 59, and from the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh, also looking pretty good. Of course, the most important thing is in all of those, traffic is moving. There's not much of it yet, but that's going to change, of course, as the morning goes on. Clear skies in Joplin, 50 50, west-southwest breeze at about 5 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, again, they're a bit chilly, but not bad. 49s, Pittsburgh and Lamar. 48, Chanute. 39 in Parsons as the cool spot out there. 52, Stockton as the warm spot. 49, Neosho. 50, Anderson, Monette, and 46 in Miami this morning. So as we go down the road, we got some changes coming to our forecast. We're going to start to see increasing shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into the next work week. So, of course, this will not erase the drought. We have got a long way to go before we get caught back up. But at least we've got some much-needed rainfall coming in, and we're looking to get opportunities for showers and thunderstorms scattered across the area nearly every day next week, all the way into Saturday. So this much-needed rainfall is something that I know we're looking forward to. And the best part is it's happening during the work week and not during times where festivals and special events and things like that are going on. So that's also quite helpful because we've got a lot of stuff happening across the region this weekend that we're looking pretty good for. All right, today starting out chilly. 60 by 11, mostly clear skies, maybe a passing cloud here or there, and that's going to be the theme over the next couple of days, or at least today and tomorrow, so it's still a couple of days. While those sunny skies, a few clouds, low to mid 70s out there, and of course west of 75, you could go into the upper 70s near 80. We'll stay nice through the evening, clear skies, and we're a little warmer, not as many upper 40s out there. We're looking at a few more low to mid 50 degree readings, so a slightly more mild evening. Looking ahead, our Friday looks great, sunny skies, mid upper 70s, mid 70s into the weekend. Now, even though we're looking to be cloudy Saturday and Sunday, no rain expected, so it shouldn't ruin any of the festivals or like Maple Leaf Parade, for example, Saturday morning should be pretty nice, and it's going to be a little bit warmer, mid upper 50s out there. Usually it's pretty darn cold when that parade gets started. Getting near 80 Monday and Tuesday, and then as we mentioned, that's when we start to see those increasing thunderstorm chances, and those will continue through the rest of the week in the next weekend. And with this system, it will eventually push our temperatures back down to about normal, and they'll start falling back into the upper 60s and lower 70s. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now we're sending it over to Caitlin for Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Well, scientists say they'll soon be able to screen a patient for diabetes just by having them speak into their smartphone. Researchers with Click Labs say there are subtle changes in vocal pitch and intensity in people with type 2 diabetes. While humans can't detect those changes, AI can. The hope is to develop a smartphone app that can quickly and easily test people for diabetes. And doctors say a simple MRI could help improve prostate cancer treatment for men. Research published in Academy of Radiology found that an MRI can detect which patients are at a higher risk for side effects after getting radiation therapy. Radiation is a common treatment for prostate cancer, and while it's generally considered safe, about 3% of patients experience severe side effects. Engineers at UC San Diego have created an experimental vaccine that could prevent the spread of cancer in the lungs. Doctors say the vaccine doesn't eliminate tumors, but rather prevents new tumors from forming and spreading. It's only been tested on mice, and more safety studies are needed before human trials can begin. And it's National Bullying Prevention Month, and about 1 in every 5 students in the U.S. between the ages of 12 and 18 said that they've been bullied. And the effects of bullying may continue into their adulthood. Health experts say prevention is critical. In Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has advice from a therapist on how to raise a child not to be a bully.
It can impact every part of a person's life. Being bullied as a child can leave lasting scars.
It can make some kids feel depressed, hopeless, even suicidal.
Parents and caregivers play a big role in bullying prevention, says licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program.
No child plans or wants to be a bully. And so we have to think about what it is that's going on.
Baumstein says prevention starts at home by creating a safe environment where children can talk about their feelings.
We don't want kids to start to internalize things, push things down, suck it up, because it's going to come out at some point. It's going to come out in other ways. It could come out at other people.
Empathy is also a key component. Baumstein says to teach kids early how to think about others and how their behavior may impact someone else.
You can do this with play. And when you're playing with puppets or dolls or anything else, get them to think about what the other characters or dolls might be experiencing. Or if you're reading a book, stop and pause and ask them, what do you think that character is feeling?
Baumstein says to also teach coping skills to help children navigate their feelings so they don't come out in other ways.
That could be everything from deep breathing to using physical activity and movement to release stress, to being creative, drawing, coloring.
And finally, teach by example.
We can't expect kids to do something that we ourselves are not doing.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Baumstein says it's also important for parents not to normalize bullying or downplay its effects, include bullying online or through text, which affects nearly 1 in 6 bullied teens that were surveyed. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a home improvement company teams up to help build a better future for a Joplin nonprofit.
We've got a chilly but decent start across the area for our Thursday. We got clear skies. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, firefighters in Girard, Kansas put out more than just fires. Turns out they also put out some great stories.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6:31 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So again, it's a little bit of a chilly start out there. It's October. Can you believe that?
It is. It's October. The leaves are changing.
They
Soon
are
they'll be all over the
changed.
ground.
So we start to enter the first week of November. We're going to start to hit our peak fall foliage colors out there. And then, like you said, then you're going to spend the most of your day raking your yard, especially if you have several trees. My parents' house had several trees, and I'm telling you, there was no grass or ground visible once the fall hits. So do be prepared for that. Lots of fun coming up, and it's going to be chilly for that. Now, this morning, it is chilly, but our day is looking pretty good. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line, showing us a pretty great view out there. Starting to see a few more cars on the roadway under those clear but cool skies. They're sitting at 50 in Joplin right now, 49 in Pittsburgh. But again, we've got the clear skies, and we've got a pretty nice day ahead of us out there. Kids getting on that school bus this morning, well, here's what they can expect. They can expect it to be chilly. They can expect it to be sunny. They can expect it to be breezy. Winds out of the west, 5 to 15, gusting to 20, so they may want to jacket out there. When the bus brings them home, though, they can stuff that jacket in their backpack because we're looking at upper 60s, low 70s, mostly clear skies, looking great. Still a bit on the breezy side. Winds still gusting out of the west, upwards of 20, but a little bit calmer than where they've been over the last, about week and a half now, where we've had some of those gusty wind days out there. And looking at our Thursday, we are looking great. Look at this. We've got mostly clear skies. There may be a cloud or two that we see across the sky. The wind itself, not bad out of the west, northwest. It's just occasionally going to gust upwards of 20, so clear skies, and look at these temperatures as we cruise right about to normal in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do have some warmer weather on the way. We also have some thunderstorm chances on the way, and we'll look at all of that, including the weekend forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin.
Thanks, Chris. Well, volunteers from Lowe's yesterday joined forces to support Children's Haven of Southwest Missouri. Children's Haven provides a temporary home to children ages from birth through 17 years whose families are experiencing a crisis. Lowe's has remodeled the Children's Haven kitchen already with new countertops, new cabinets, and new appliances. For Lowe's, the project underscores the home improvements commitment to making a positive difference in local communities.
I grew up here, so anything I can do to reach out to the community is a huge deal for me, and it's also a huge deal for my boss, who is very involved in our community as well. And Lowe's in general, it's part of our mission statement to give back to the community in which we serve.
Children's Haven is located at 711 South Pitcher Avenue in Joplin. The Maple Leaf Festival in Carthage is well underway, but it's not all just food and games. Last night, the Chamber of Commerce hosted a night of worship at Central Park. People were able to bring chairs to the park to worship God together.
We usually do it in the church, but we wanted everybody to feel invited. And so we put it in the park, and more people are coming, and outdoor worship is awesome. We're also showing a video about the importance of our nation and what we're going through right now. And we're going to be praying for the nation and also for Israel. And we will have some wonderful worship sets with a worship team made up of several different churches.
The festival continues through Saturday. Today is a 3 Minutes of Fame event. Then the carnival kicks off on Friday with a parade on Saturday. Firefighters in Girard, Kansas put out more than just fires. Turns out they also put out some great stories. The Girard Fire Department hit the public library yesterday for story time, and just in case a great story didn't capture the minds of the young well enough, they also brought out firefighting equipment and a fire truck.
It's good. It feels good to reach out to the kids. You know, sometimes when you approach them in a fireman's outfit, they get scared. But for us here, just talking with them, showing them, hey, we're just an everyday person, out of our uniform. But when we dress up, we're not to be scary. But just to kind of educate them and about fire prevention, fire safety.
The Girard Public Library is at 174 South Osage Street. Cemeteries impact the community by not only being a place of rest, but also providing a glimpse into the past. A Pitt State history professor, Dr. Chris Lawson, says cemeteries near campus not only serve the community, but academia as well. She takes her students to Highland Cemetery south of campus and documents the headstones to share online.
We took 130 pictures that were untaken in the past, and 13 of them had been specifically requested by relatives or descendants, and that's rewarding. It's fulfilling to do that.
Some Highland Cemetery graves date back to the mid-1800s. And that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up on this half hour, the KOAM Morning News. An Amazon location will become the first to officially test out a new package option.
And again, we've got a chilly but clear start to our Thursday. Pretty decent day across the 4 states. And have another look at that forecast when we come back.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, comedian and musician Reggie Watt is now also author Reggie Watt. He'll be here in studio talking about a new autobiography.
In Consumer Watch this morning, in Northeast Ohio, an Amazon location will become the first to officially test out a new package option. The fulfillment center is transitioning from plastic packaging to paper. Nadina Busada has more on how this will impact the environment.
Scott Maynard has been working at Amazon for 2.5 years now.
Anything from packing at a station, helping associates, helping operations.
For him, every day his tasks are different, and now his packaging is too.
With the paper, it's a lot better material. It's easier to work with. You don't got to worry about plastic sticking all over the place. And obviously, the recycle factor of it.
The Amazon Euclid Fulfillment Center is the first location to officially transition from plastic packaging to paper.
It's great to see our customers receiving these all paper packages for the first time.
Every day, this location ships out 100,000 packages, which will now be packed in one of 3 ways: box, paper bag, or a padded option. That's all done by their newly rebuilt machines. Each machine looks at the order catalog before scanning the products to detect its size, then packing it in what it decides is most efficient and lightweight. If you take a look at the conveyor belt, you will see some items still wrapped in plastic. That's because that is what Amazon calls ship-in product packaging, meaning they send out the item in its original packaging.
These are products where Amazon hasn't added any additional packaging.
Amazon says paper is recyclable and preferable to plastic, but is it more environmentally friendly?
Most of them are not biodegradable, so they end up in landfills, or worse, they end up in the environment somewhere.
While Mayette, a Case Western polymer science and engineering professor, agrees that plastic bags aren't good, but in terms of environmental impact, paper bags are worse.
The impact of making the paper that goes into the paper bags, the felling of the trees, all the chemicals that are used in the making of the paper, the huge amounts of water that are made, that are used in making the paper.
Adding to pick one or the other really comes down to preference.
So in terms of environmental, in terms of total energetic and CO2 impact, plastic bags are better, but in terms of disposal at the end of life, paper bags are better. So it's really an option.
At the end of the day, the customers are the ones that will decide.
I mean, anything like that is always good, especially get the customer feedback.
If the paper packaging test run goes well in Ohio, the Amazon facilities in other states will try the same. And days after announcing its bankruptcy filing, Rite Aid says that it plans to close 154 stores nationwide. That includes 40 locations in its home state of Pennsylvania. The pharmacy chain filed for Chapter 11 in order to restructure amid slumping sales and mounting opioid-related lawsuits. And Netflix is raising its prices once again. The ad-free basic plan now costs $11.99 a month, a $2 increase. And the premium plan is getting bumped up $3 a month to $22.99. Netflix says it gained nearly 9 million subscribers this summer after its crackdown on password sharing. And great news for anybody who likes the window seat. Starting next week, United Airlines says they'll begin boarding economy window seat passengers first. The airline says the move is expected to save up to 2 minutes on boarding time. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a pretty decent day out there ahead of us. A bit of a chilly start this morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker, nothing out there in our area. And the little drizzle and showers we had yesterday pushing well off to our east now with that associated system. We got some dry weather ahead of us, but we do have additional thunderstorm chances out there as well. We'll look at that in a moment. MoDOT camera, 30-second and range line looking pretty good. And as we get through our Thursday, we're looking at mostly clear skies, maybe a passing cloud here or there. Temperatures about average as we go into the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area today. We'll have another full look at your forecast, including next week's rain chances here in just a moment. It's also just about time to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Those are coming up right after the break. But first, all these fine folks in New York City getting ready for CBS Mornings. So let's see what they've got coming up on CBS Mornings.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, comedian and musician Reggie Watt is now also author Reggie Watt. He'll be here in studio talking about a new autobiography. It's about how growing up as a multilingual, biracial kid in Montana, of all places, helped shape his creative voice, as you would expect it would. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
Time for some Thursday birthdays here in the 4 states. We're going to begin in Oswego with Zachary Folk, celebrating birthday number 5, with birthday love coming from your sisters Alex, Katie, Faith, Jaslyn, and Mom and Dad.
All right, now heading over to Duneweg, Missouri. Happy 15th birthday to Shasta Thornburg. It says happy birthday from Grandma and Grandpa Burke.
And in Pittsburgh, we've got Madeline Bishop celebrating birthday number 20. Says here that your family loves you and we are proud of you. Happy birthday, Madeline.
And happy 21st birthday to Gracie Bach over in Carthage, Missouri.
And Brecklin Bain celebrating birthday number 25, formerly from Carl Junction, now living in Phoenix, with happy birthday wishes coming from Mom, Dad, and the family.
And happy 30th birthday to Wes Kissinger. He's over in Verona, Missouri, and the notes just say ladies, from the ladies.
Interesting.
All right, Wes.
That has got to be one of the most interesting notes we've got, because you're right. It just says
from the ladies,
Wes. So I
happy birthday.
You are going to have a happy birthday in Verona. Never know. All right, moving on. Drew Level celebrating another year wiser in Sheldon. Happy birthday, Drew.
And happy 42nd birthday to Kelly Harris.
And Sarah Dreisbach celebrating birthday number 54 in Cherryvale. Says she loves the Royals, Chiefs, and her grandbabies, with happy birthday wishes coming from Mark, Kate, and the family.
And happy 57th birthday to Mike Burke. Says happy birthday, love you from your wife.
And Dee Isle is celebrating number 69 in Chanute. Very happy birthday to you, Dee.
And also celebrating 69, Vicki Holtzman over in Altoona, Kansas.
And one of the many folks here that brings you the video you see in our newscasts every day, Alan A.J. Kohler, celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, A.J., and thanks for all you do.
Absolutely. And now taking it over to Xavier Shaw, who is 4, says, we love you, buddy. Love Mom and Dad.
We've also got Janet Oshbacher celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday to you, Janet.
All right, and of course, Judy Adams is turning 68 today over in Riverton, Kansas. Happy birthday, Judy.
And Cindy Ellis celebrating a big birthday today over in Joplin. A very happy birthday to everyone on our list. And of course, we want to keep celebrating these birthdays. Caitlin, how do they help us do that?
All you have to do is submit pictures and any notes that you want us to include to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com.
All right, of course, make sure you do that today, and make sure you give us time to get it on there. You see the deadlines. We want to make sure we can celebrate your special day or your family member's special day. All right, let's take a quick look outside. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. The light just turned green, very bright, so you can't say you don't see these, because when they're red, green, yellow, or red, they're very bright. They're very noticeable. We got clear skies, traffic beginning to pick up, but it's moving right along. Same from the MoDOT camera, US 60, Missouri 59, down in Neosho, looking pretty good this morning as well. And a live view from US 69, East 520th, just south of Pittsburgh, also looking pretty darn good. And one last live view for you, because we've got a tour de force here. Our camera, 7th in range line, clear skies, a little bit chilly, but not bad. 50 in Joplin, west-southwest breeze at about 5 miles an hour. Parsons has been one of the cooler spots, just downright colder spots this morning. Still is 39. Neodesha, though, not far behind, sitting at 41. 46 Iola, Fort Scott, 49 Lamar, 50 in Carthage, 48 in Pittsburgh, 45 in Miami, and 46 down in Grove. So next week, we got some changes coming. We got some shifts with some systems that are going to start rolling through, and those are going to start bringing us the opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So again, it's going to take a long time to get this drought situation taken care of, but at least we're starting to see better chances for rain. And we'll have these scattered shower and thunderstorm chances with us nearly every day next week. Now you see, though, in the future track, there are pauses or little brief gaps. It still comes in every day, but it may not necessarily rain or thunder all day, but at least we are starting to look at the opportunity for some much needed rain out there. We get our morning started. We're looking pretty good out there. We're chilly, upper 40s. We're going to make it to about 60 by 11 a.m. We're going to have mostly clear skies out there, maybe a passing cloud or two as we head through our Thursday. We're going to look at our Thursday forecast and the week ahead here in just a moment. And when the KOAM Morning News switches over to Fox 14, that happens at 7 a.m., by the way. Birds do it. Bees do it. But wait till you see what female frogs do to avoid doing it. We'll have all the details.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Caney Valley schools are moving to a 4-day schedule starting Monday, October 30th, as a water crisis continues. According to the district release, the district is making other changes to help conserve water usage. That includes no showers at the school and consideration of a modified sports schedule for the remainder of the semester. The drought in southeast Kansas caused the water issues for Caney in both 2023 and 2022. Nicole Rankin is donating her kidney to the district's retired librarian, Betsy McCrary, giving an example of selflessness. But this is not the first time this has happened in the district. 2 years ago, teacher Chelsea Abbott donated her kidney to special ed teacher Jason Worrell. The Joplin Fire Department yesterday received a grant from Missouri American Water. The grant is part of the more than $55,000 being awarded to 47 Missouri fire departments and emergency response organizations. The utility company provides annual critical funding to first responders, and it's to help the organization in the company's service areas. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And our Thursday forecast as you head out the door looking great. Temperatures about average as we go into the low to mid 70s out there with mostly clear skies, maybe a cloud here or there. Same through the evening and a little bit warmer. Still some upper 40s possible, but we're looking at a lot less of those and more of us getting into the low to mid 50s for our overnight lows. Our Friday looking great, mid 70s out there, sunny skies. Looking to be a little bit cloudy this weekend, but don't worry about like the Maple Leaf Festival and other events going on this weekend. We're looking great. A little warmer to start the day Saturday morning, and temperatures in the mid-70s. Our thunderstorm chances will start to arrive next week and stick with us through next Saturday.
All right, well, coming up today at noon, we're making loaf pan mac and cheese in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings, and thousands of people living on the streets across the country deal with mental illness every day. Ahead on CBS Mornings, a so-called street psychiatrist who's taking a unique approach to get homeless people mental health care.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, 980's Domino Pizza delivery spaceship will be auctioned off soon.
Plus, we have Natasha O'Brien to tell us about MSSU's news performance guys and dolls. Don't want to miss that. That's going to wrap it up for us for now here. We will see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.